Now, the results. The debate proved to be a complete disgrace to America. And when you think of it, us Americans generally don't do business with people who lie to us, cheat us, and we probably avoid people who lie to us all the time. We don't like cheating in business and life, and we don't accept cheating in sports. If you remember the quarterback for the New England Patriots when he did 13 pounds of air on the football instead of 15, everyone in the country was in outrage over that. But we have allowed cheating and stealing of votes as an acceptable fact of an election. We don't need to accept that. If you get a Visa card and your bill is, and you see a $3 charge on there that you didn't do it, you can call Visa and say that's wrong, and you see it right away. When you go to the grocery store, every item is itemized, and they do it instantly, and yet we take months to figure out who voted when. It's not acceptable. We've allowed this to happen, and we have to stop allowing the cheating and stealing of our votes, and not acceptable being, oh, well, that's the way it's always been. No, it hasn't been. It doesn't need to be, and it shouldn't be, especially today. Our right to vote is guaranteed by the Constitution, and that Constitution was paid for with blood in battlefields throughout our country and throughout the world. We should not tolerate any organization or party that's willing to steal or participate in stealing our votes, importing immigrants to our country. And that reminds me, I was in the Middle East a few years back, and there was I was staying in the United Emirates, and it was in Sharjah, one of the UAEs. And the hotel I was on the Strait of Hormuz, and I looked out, could see Iran on the other side of the Strait of Hormuz. But the hotel I was staying in, the maitre d', I asked him about some of the customs, and I said, well, you Arab people? And he said, I'm not an Arab, I'm Lebanese. And I said, whoa, I'm sorry. He said, Lebanon had thousands of years of our history. And he said, we allowed others to come into our country, and they took over our country. And he said, now we've been at war ever since they came into to my country, Lebanon. And he said, look at it, it's pot full of bomb craters and artillery shells and the like. And he said, we welcomed these people into our country. And now I'm thinking how true that is coming in our country, letting these people in and welcome them and paying them. We should not tolerate that. We owe it to our children, to our fellow Americans, and to ourselves to be honest. But most of all, we owe it to those cemeteries filled with brave men and women for over 200 years, sacrificed their lives so our honest votes would count. We have to make sure that we have an honest election any way we can. Now, I do this because I don't know if there's 10 people, 100 people, or 5 people, or one person, Daniel, who listens to it. But I'm doing what I can to speak out for my part of trying to make this country great again, safe again, and honest elections again. As Paul Harvey often said, good day, and I think we're winning. Keep smiling.